Hi there Aries, welcome back to my channel The Angel Witch Tarot. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. So this reading is for the week of 11th May to the 17th of May 2026. Let's start out with the intuitive oracle cards and see what the spirits want you to know regarding your intuition this week. Deep reflection. Through deep reflection, profound intuitive insights emerge. Divine wisdom. Divine wisdom flows through your intuition. Trust and act on it. So let's move on to the tarot and see how your week progresses. Alright, Aries? We've got justice in reverse first. So justice in reverse says that there's some sort of unfairness going on surrounding you. There's lack of accountability, there's a lot of guilt, dishonesty, and some sort of punishment that's being given to someone or even you. And then we have the King of Swords upright, which talks about using your head over your heart, being logical, being disciplined, truthful, honest, having authority, and having that mental clarity within yourself. Then we have the Strength card upright. So the Strength card upright talks about courage, passion, subtle power, having good persuasion skills, having influence on others. It talks about your inner strength, focus, and compassion. Then we have the Three of Swords, which indicates some sort of heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt. You might be going through a divorce, or you might have just lost someone. It could be indicating or suggesting depression. So you might want to take better care of yourself. Then we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is all about being ambitious, action-oriented, driven to succeed. It talks about fast thinking and defending beliefs. And then we have the Nine of Swords, which is basically saying that you might be very anxious, you might be worrying too much, you might be having some sort of fear within yourself. Again, it talks about depression, nightmares, insomnia, hopelessness, trauma, and despair. Then we have the Ace of Wands, which basically talks about there being some delays, lack of motivation, lack of energy, lack of passion, being weighed down by something, and a sense of boredom. This could be related to why there's so much anxiety, worry, fear, depression, the sense of lack of accountability, the guilt, all the punishment that you're feeling. It's all probably a sign. There's also lack of motivation. You're probably, because of the heartbreak that you're going through, a lot of your anxiety is probably just increasing, and it's causing a lot of delays because of the lack of motivation part. Then we have the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is basically talking about a sense of moodiness, disappointment, being jealous about something or someone. And then it also talks about having an overactive imagination. It could be what's causing your anxiety to increase, your fear and your worries, like you're overthinking too much. You're using your head over your heart. You're disciplined, you're truthful. Someone is being dishonest with you. And then we have the Two of Swords here. A lot of swords. The Three of Swords, the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Two of Swords. They're all linking towards your logic, your intellect, your communication, your mind, your ego, and your clarity. It's all in your head, which is making you not use your heart. You're using too much of the logic, you're overthinking too much. Alright? So let's move on to the next set, the Romance and Love Oracle cards. Together. It says, find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. Secrets. Someone is being dishonest. Something is hidden from you. Someone isn't being truthful. This could be the indication of the Justice card in reverse. So the next set, I'd like you to think of somebody. It could be anybody, even yourself. Just think of someone and we'll figure out what's in the shadows of this person's heart. Crushed. This person is emotionally hurting right now and they need time to heal before they jump in again. This could be talking about any sort of situation. They're really hurting emotionally and they need time to heal before they jump into whatever hurt them again. It could be relationships, work, medicals, it could be anything, even friendships. Unpredictable. You will never know what they'll do. They're very unreliable and they're like a live wire ready to just explode any moment. Alright, let's move on to the next set and see what the spirit animals have for you guys this week. Barging Badger, talking about determination, focus and advancement. Tireless and resourceful one, lend me your ferocious spirit and spunk. Elegant Horse, all about freedom, leadership and intuition. It says to show other people your daring and graceful ways. The last set, the Wealth Manifestation cards. They have affirmations on them, which you're going to have to recite as many times as you can throughout the week. So the affirmation turns into a manifestation slowly by time, into real life. I am a magnet for success, money, investments and opportunities. Alright, let's move on to the astro dice for the overall energy of the week. The 7th house in Pisces, the Sun. So the Sun is all about the self, the ego, the consciousness, the stamina, the vitality, the creation, the confidence, pride, identity, individuality, brightness, self-reliance, warmth, celebration, leadership, father figures or masculine figures or any authority figures. And then we have Pisces, which is all about that dreamy, mystical, intuitive energy that's always spiritual, compassionate, sensitive, but sort of like an escapist, addicted to certain things, very creative, into the idea of music or romance or the romantic energy, but at the same time very self-pitying, fully into fantasies. They have the psychic abilities, they're introspective, they're charitable, they're artistic, old souls, and it could also be related to something about sickness. Or you might be undoing yourself or sacrificing yourself, trying to be the savior all the time. Alright, and then we have the 7th house, and the 7th house is all about close and personal partnerships like romantic relations, business contracts, marriage, or divorce lawsuits, or rivalries. It could also be talking about equality, interpersonal style, shadow self, and justice. Alright, so this is the end of the video for Aries. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.